I'm from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the Budget Committee and then Oversight and Government Reform, we've had numerous conversations for in your previous role. You've done an excellent job.
Thank you.
And look forward to you taking this on, and there is much to be done. That had to be an interesting feeling to walk in the first day into IRS and think, where do you start? So might as well start here. So thanks for doing it. Thanks for taking it on. You know very well, and you mentioned it earlier in your earlier statement, that Americans have lost trust. I've been overwhelmed with individuals that have contacted me when I've been in district, or have contacted my office and said, I've always suspected I was being targeted, but I started giving politically, and that next year is when I was audited by the IRS. And I've always wondered about that over the last 3 years. So this has moved from nonprofit groups that we now know we're targeted to ask for additional information and giving a non-response to individuals that now rise up and say, I think I was as well. So as this broadens and as we begin to look at it farther, those questions will continue to rise, and we will continue to have people contact our office and say, why was it? I have been in business for 40 years. I've never been audited. I started giving politically, and now I have. So those are all questions that will have to be addressed, and obviously 2 weeks in the office, you can't address that, but add it to your list, because that's coming as well.
I will. I do have one reaction to it, which is, this process. I said we have to fix the process. I'm going to give a 30-day report that provides an update. One of the process fixes that I think is vital is more checks and balances in how these decisions are being made. Again, I think one of the problems that you have is if the IRS is too insular in how it's carrying out its work and there isn't kind of active oversight and check and balances. And I think if we can structure the right sets of checks and balances, it would give comfort to your constituents that there's change amidst and there are controls in place to make sure that fairness is being applied.
Right now, there's not much comfort for them. I can assure you of that. You mentioned in your opening statement as well some personnel matters that are going on right now.
Yes.
That it is known, it's out there. It's the former Director of Collection Policy, and he's now the current Director of Implementation Oversight of the IRS Affordable Care Act Office. There was a reception that was held where 18 people were invited. We have access to it. I'm not going to list names as we talk through this, but the email track coming in from the hotel reads this way. While I'm out, this is someone in the hotel informing someone else what to do. While I'm out there, there will be some hospitality for 18 people in room 431. It is to be kept confidential. The only person discussed with this, and I'll leave the name out, is the contact for the event. It's posted on the hospitality board, but the one I have attached is the credit card information of the billing. This card is to only be used for the food and the bartender fee. The beer and the wine will be paid by a credit card given to you at the end of the function and inserted this IRS employee's name. Underline it in bold. Do not post this to the room. It can't be shown as a room charge. I have inserted a person's name here, permission, and you should use that to close out the credit card, but this person knows he's buying the booze and you shouldn't have to. So this confidential report that we now know was about 18 people that were there. They had $44 a person in what they listed here as booze and had $65 a person listed as food on it. One of those individuals or two of those individuals maybe are now under administrative review and are on paid leave. You've got to start this investigation. If you're that familiar with it, you bring it up in your opening statement. The question remains, do you know right now who are the other 18 or the other 16 people that were involved in that?
I've asked that question. We are gathering that information. It's very important, and anything that we do, that we make sure we have valid, reliable information.
Correct.
But we're working on that, and that information will be made available.
Do you know it was 18 people were set aside for hospitality? Do you know if it's even 18 people that were there? Was it more or was it less?
It's my understanding that's in the right range. But again, I don't want to commit to a particular number because we're still doing our review.
You're walking through your review. Are you familiar with any other senior level or any other management level IRS officials that were there at this reception? These are obviously management level folks. It's a confidential reception that was held as a part of this event in Anaheim. We don't see any kind of tracking how the invitation was done, and we're still trying to determine who was invited and how were they invited to this. Are you aware of how that happened?
Again, I'm not yet ready to articulate the specific, but my commitment is we are working through that issue and we will get you those answers.
How about the purpose of the reception? Are you able to identify it at this point? This, again, the confidential reception, we've yet to see anything in writing that actually dictates this reception is being held for this.
Not yet, not the purpose. But what we were able to determine enough to determine that 2 employees may have, and we're looking into it, but we believe there's significant evidence of a violation of an ethical code of conduct.
You understand all the issues with this, not only just for IRS, but this is the Director of Implementation and Oversight for the IRS Affordable Care Act office. I mean, there's already a lack of trust there. Then we're trying to figure out who was this gathered, what was this. We have inappropriate use of funds here. We're trying to figure out all the dynamics of it. So there's a lot of things that we have to connect to get the facts. As you're gathering that, do you have a time frame on when you'll have that together?
I'm not going to commit to one, but I will, like I offered to Congressman Chaffetz, I will get back to you expediently on a time frame so you can have a notional sense of how long this will take.
Great. Can you, I appreciate that, but can you give us a ballpark on, because you're in the process, obviously you're walking in the middle of this, but you've got enough facts and information that you put someone on administrative leave already at this point.
That's correct.
This report came out 3 months ago. Then 4 days ago, basically, our committee staff started contacting and asking questions about this reception. Within 2 days, we've got somebody that's on administrative leave and it's gone 2 days after we start asking about it. So enough information has risen up quickly. You've got serious concerns about this.
I do.
We're trying to figure out, as you're gathering information, the time frame of gathering that information.
And let me just state this, and I might have to reach out to you more to kind of update you as we go. The process, the personnel process that we're about to undergo, and the reason why people get placed on administrative leave before they're eventually dismissed is because there's a fact gathering
Sure.
and a response. That's a 30-day initial process. So a lot is going to be able to be gleaned about that situation over the next 30 days.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. Look forward to getting that timeline.
Mr. Horsford.